Hey there, French Nibs again. Out here in the garage doing a little bit of goofing around tonight. Actually, I'm working on doing some can cutting. I just actually finished one up. This is a lot of fun cutting these in half and adding them over here to my mobile. But hadn't added any more on there in quite a while. It's kind of a winter thing, I guess. But it's fall now, so get out here and start playing around with some of that. Days are getting real short, so I can't get over to the range during the week, but we can have some fun out here in the garage. But I wanted to do a hopefully quick video for you guys. Had a few subscribers on the channel actually make a couple of comments and have a couple questions about the cocking force on the Beeman P17 and was it really worth it and all this. And a couple people suggesting mods that I could do to reduce that, and I really don't think it's that bad, but we're going to go ahead and test it and compare it to some of my other single stroke pneumatics and see if we can and I don't have any way to measure the closing force, so I don't know if there is a way to easily measure that. I can't think of a way, but here's the Beeman P17, and I also have its older brother, which is the Marksman 2004. Pretty much exactly the same gun, except for the P17 has fiber optics on the peep sights, or on the sights. They all sprouted from this Viral product, which is the Beeman P3, which would also could have been an Viral HW40. And let's see, I have a pair of these Zisco XSP 120Ds. This one is in 177. This one's in 22. I'm not going to shoot the 22 because I want to have everything be kind of all the same with 177s. That's the only one that's a 22 caliber. Then I have a couple that aren't of that same exact like model. All those are kind of clones of each other. But I have my Gamo Compact, which is a fantastic pistol, a great shooting gun, and we'll compare that one. And then finally, I have my Webley Nemesis single stroke pneumatic. I do have a Webley Nemesis CO2 as well. I like that gun. I like that one a lot more. But we're going to go ahead and I'll start from the cheapest, and not necessarily go in any kind of order, but just start off with this cheapest one. I am using the Meisterkuggens. Let me get my screen capture going here first. Okay. And start up our chronograph app. I've been having a lot of problems with this chronograph lately, giving me errors and just not reading at all. I don't know if there's, I checked the sensors, they're not covered with any kind of dirt or oil, so I don't know, but the idea here is to get an idea of what the feet per second is with each gun. That was a relatively easy closing force right there. I can tell you that just by my memory, I know it's less than closing the P17, but all right, so 370s, 365, 370, so about a 370 average. All right, let's do the Gamo Compact next. So my battery is still pretty much fully charged on that. So that one was a little bit more than the Zisco. Not too bad. Nothing that I would find unpleasant. There's an error. If anybody has any thoughts or tips or tricks as far as the Caldwell G2 chronograph, I would be very interested in hearing your opinions on that. Definitely was not having the same type of issues. When I first got it, it was very consistent. All the Beeman P3 clone type of, I want to flip off that safety. It's just becoming habit. Another error. Just want to get two shots with each one at least. So I don't notice much difference between this one and other error. Come on. And I'm not aiming at the can. I'm aiming to aim down the middle of the chronograph. So I'm not even trying to hit the can right now. All right, 353, so about a 350 average on that one. 340 something. That's not bad. So let's do the Beeman P3 next. So right now we're, again, like I said, I'm shooting these Meisterkuggens. These are the 7-grain Meisterkuggens that, so that one was noticeably just nice and smooth and easy to shut and not much weight at all. So let's see if our feet per second stayed pretty consistent. I definitely noticed that was, it's a lot smoother feeling. Did not register. .370. So that one, even though it feels easier, is right up there with the Zisco. All right, let's move on to the Webley Nemesis. I'm trying not to make this be an hour-long video. If it wasn't for all the errors, I'd pretty much be done by now. So that one, really, really easy to close. Did not register. Maybe I just need to buy a different brand of. It's really becoming frustrating. Even my other Caldwell, even though the app didn't work, so I couldn't get the screen capture, I had no problems with it throwing off so many errors. All right, 360. So that's our first reading. So even though this one is noticeably, I don't know if there's a difference with the, maybe there's a difference in this length here and gives you a little better, it's so much nicer and easier to close. Did not read. Anybody taking notes here? How this, just frustrating. Trying to get some work done here. Error. Another error. Jeez. Man, I hope Caldwell's watching this, because I would really love to know what the deal is, because I am aiming perfectly down the middle of this thing. So there you go. That's 363. So far, all of these are in the 360s, and the Nemesis and the Beeman P3 were noticeably easier to cock. The other two, like I said, were not anything that I would consider unpleasant to work. I mean, I guess, see, now that one took a lot more force. It's still not bad though. And we don't know how much it read. And there's the difference. So I'm getting 60 feet per second, about 60 feet per second difference with this gun. And it is noticeably heavier to cock. And 417, so pretty consistent there. But now what everybody came to see, the P17, that's what people were talking about, the P17 being really hard to cock, and some mods you could do to the chamber to, wasn't any different than the Marksman. Error. Jeez. So I got an error 2 and an error 3. I don't know, could I be too close to the thing? I'm a couple feet, it's a couple feet away from me. I didn't have any problems when I first got it, shooting it the same way. 398, so right up around 400 with this guy. But again, it's a whole lot easier to close than pumping one of those Sheridan pellet rifles for sure, even on the first pump. .406. So I don't really see where the big problem is that I would want to do a mod to this guy and reduce the power out of it. It's not unpleasant to cock. When I first got the and I only had the problem with this Zisco. I've never had, or not the Zisco, this P17. The Marksman, I don't know if somebody did something to that beforehand. The Ziscos were fine. But when I got this actually this is my second P17. The first one I sent back because it was not working right. These top rails where the scope grooves were very sharp, actually kind of sharp edges kind of sticking up. And so after opening and closing it just a few times, you would end up with the palm of your hand rubbing raw. Maybe that's where people are having issues. I don't know. If that's the case, then all I literally did was take some, I can't remember, 400 or 600 grit sandpaper and just lightly polished across the top of that and knocked off, and it was actually on the outside edges of the sight blade too, so it was definitely flashed from the molding. But once I got rid of that, it was nice and smooth, and it's very easy. Jeez. About ready to throw both of these Caldwell chronographs in the garbage. If anybody could suggest a better chronograph that I can afford for, say, less than $200, that's decent. Whatever, that's 5 shots in a row where I've had an error or it didn't read at all. And I am dead straight down the middle of this. Error 2. My word. But all right, I'm giving up. But there is my take on the Beeman P17. It definitely is. It takes more force to close it down. You know, I maybe it's just because I do work out and I'm fairly physically fit, that I do not find that uncomfortable at all or unpleasant at all. You know, if I was going to sit out here and shoot a gun for hours and hours, that Webley or that P3 would probably be the ones that I would grab, just because they just almost no effort at all to close, but they're noticeably a lot less feet per second. So, but anyway, I really apologize for all the seemingly the negative. You know, I'm just frustrated with having chronographs that won't do what they're supposed to do. It's a brand new device. I've only had it for less than 2 months, and it's not working worth a darn. So, but anyway, we're here to talk about the P17. Great gun. $50, $60 you can get these, and they're just so nice to shoot. You can buy, you know, 5 or 6 of these for what it costs for one of those P3s or one of those Webley Nemesis, if you can find one. Those have long been out of production. So but anyway, I hope you guys liked the video, even though I was kind of bumming about the Caldwell chronograph. Till next time, have a great day.